All right, hello. It is October 11th, and my 31 Days of Halloween movie pick was It Chapter 1 and It Chapter 2. So it's a double feature, and you could pick any movie to watch, but I picked those. And yes, nothing to it but to do it, so pick a movie and put it on. So I said I would make a video of books that I recommend, that I've read, that are amazing, that everybody should read, right? So, yeah, in the background, sorry, I have the Shutter Ghoul log playing. It's kind of like just a background noise. They have different ones. This one's very mild, they'll do like the little rustling leaves every now and then, but some of them have a lot more noises and things. But yeah, if we're interested in something like this, you can read while this is in the background. Shutter, they have the ghoul logs. Amazing. Okay, so let's get started. The first book I recommend is The Hunting Party by Lucy Foley. And yeah, I will give you a little description of what it's about. And the author of the books I picked were they all have that one common denominator of a very secluded, cold, wintry setting and vibe. They are just, in the whodunit mystery thriller, it's almost like the perfect setting, right? Because it's very isolated and secluded, and can you get away with, you can get away with it. Can you? Probably can't, but you don't know until you read the book. So, this one is about all of them are friends, one of them is a killer. So it takes place during a Christmas break of 30-something, 30-something-year-old friends from Oxford, and they meet to welcome in the new year together, a tradition they began as students 10 years ago. For this vacation, they've chosen a very isolated estate in the Scottish Highlands, the perfect place to get away and unwind by themselves. Also, the perfect place for murder. They arrive on December 30th, just before a historic blizzard seals the lodge off from the outside world. 2 days later, on New Year's Day, one of them is dead. The trip began innocently enough, admiration of the stunning, if foreboding, scenery, champagne in front of a crackling fire, and reminiscences about the past. But after a decade, the weight of secret resentments has grown too heavy for the group's tenuous nostalgia to bear. In the revelry of New Year's Eve, the court holding them together snaps. Now one of them is dead, and another one of them did it. Keep your friends close, but just how close is too close? Doesn't that sound so good? Don't you want to read this book? So I love the different, in the mystery thriller type whodunit books, the characters jump, you have this character, and this character, and, you get this is happening at this time, and then this is happening with this character at the same time, and you get different glimpses and perspectives of their viewpoints, and it's dominoes how it starts to unfold, so then by the end of the book it's oh, wow, you think one character, or maybe this one's the villain, but they're not really, because then you find something else out, which I guess is a lot of books, but I feel like the mystery thriller books do it very well. She does it amazing. She has another book called The Guest List, and it is about a destination wedding on an island. So there's no getting off the island. That book's probably my favorite book by Lucy Foley. And it's, fantastic the way she weaves her characters' stories together, or like dominoes, where if you touch this thing and now this falls, and it's just spirals out of control. And I feel like that's also, with the setting in all these books being winter, I feel like that's definitely, very metaphoric, no escaping maybe the traumas in our head, you are in this very desolate, cold, isolated place, and you're facing these things, and it's just, that is what I love. That's why I like reading these books, I guess. The second book I picked is The Sanatorium by Sarah Pearse. It says Reese's Book Club. I've never really followed the Reese's Book Club or like have to read all the Reese's Book Club books. But yeah, I this is probably my favorite one of the three. I would definitely recommend this. AJ Finn says it's an absolutely splendid gothic thriller, which it is. So this one is, okay, I'll read this for you. Half hidden by forest and overshadowed by threatening peaks, the summit has always been a sinister place. Long plagued by troubling rumors, the former abandoned sanatorium has since been renovated into a 5-star minimalist hotel. An imposing, isolated getaway spot in the Swiss Alps is the last place Miss Warner wants to be, but she's taking time off from her job as a detective, so when her estranged brother and his fiancée invite her to celebrate their engagement at the hotel, she really has no reason not to accept. Arriving in the midst of a threatening storm, she immediately feels on edge. There's something about the hotel that makes her nervous, and when they wake the following morning to discover one of them is missing, I won't tell you, she must trust her instincts if they hope to find her. With the storm closing off all access to the hotel, the person missing stays missing, and the more remaining guests start to panic. So, you know, I love the main character in this. I love characters that, again, are dealing with like a PTSD or past trauma, something they haven't really overcome maybe, and now they are in another whole new trauma, so they have double trauma, or just things that, you know, mentally are gripping, and they have to, you know, they find themselves in situations they have to overcome, and, you know, it's survival. Like, again, the desolate, gray, cold places, it's, you know, it's always about survival, and, you know, who's the last one standing in these books sometimes. Okay, and the third one is One by One by Ruth Ware. Apparently I got this only at Target. Target, you know, they got the books. So, Ruth Ware is amazing. I love all of her books. The Woman in Cabin 10 and In a Dark Dark Wood In a Dark Dark Wood is the first one I read, and then I read A Woman in Cabin 10. She is amazing, so check Ruth Ware out. This one is, again, very cabin, lodgy, snowy vibes. So, getting snowed in at a luxurious rustic ski chalet high in the French Alps doesn't sound like the worst problem in the world, especially when there's a breathtaking vista, a full-service chef and housekeeper, cozy fire to keep you warm, and others to keep you company. Unless that company happens to be 8 coworkers, each with something to gain, something to lose, and something to hide. So, I mean, this goes on, but you get the point. And this one's about, you know, like coworkers that are in on a business together, and they're at this resort, you know, trying to figure out how to keep the business afloat, I guess. And all these different characters have, you know, their own maybe vendettas or whatnot. So this is definitely a very good read. All 3 of them are amazing reads. The Sanatorium is my favorite of the 3, but you know, if you want that chilly, cozy, like, again, like, you know, you can have like the fireplace rustling in the background to give you a better like surrounding, since it's not winter. Or you could save these to read in December, which would make it a little bit more creepy, I guess. But all 3 of these books are amazing, and I love the mystery thriller whodunit and how the characters all get woven together by the end of the books. And I really recommend all 3 of these authors. You know, they have more books too. You know, Ruth Ware has so many. They are very, very good. So, yes, if you're bored and you're looking for new reading material, these 3 books are calling your name. So get to it. Nothing to it but to do it, right? So just keep reading. Anyways,